Here's the miniature roses. See my finger. Okay, that's maybe a little more real, but yeah, they're tiny, but they're so cute. There's some more right in here. All part of UCR's rose garden right here. These are kind of on the lower edge. These are real tiny right here. That's my finger. Yeah, pretty cool. Grab a couple more over here. But yeah, blooming in June. And this one, miniature. This one's nice. I'd almost call this Mexican rose because there's a lot of roses planted around this neck of the woods that are white roses. And I think they plant them because they're so hardy and they can take the intense heat that we get here. And these ones have a little bit of a purplish pink hue to them. Sensations, yeah. But yeah, you'll see a lot of these white roses, like I was saying, right here. These are miniatures, but you'll see a lot of white roses in this neck of the woods. And they call them Mexican roses here because, yeah, they can just, and they bloom, you know, pretty much year round. They put up with the heat and they can put up with some dry conditions. Right, there it is. I couldn't remember the name of these. Adriatic bellflower. Not sure I knew that in the first place, but yeah, I did know they were from Italy somehow. So this is the base of the tower. I'm going to back up. Try not to trip. But these towering massifs. I can't even see the top from here. They're probably about 50 feet tall, maybe. So great border trees. Great to go with inspiring cathedrals and stuff. Architecture. That's pretty awesome. And it's or just to make shade, like I was hiding out in the shade. Really impressive trees. Just a big Christmas tree, maybe. So I'll take another gander around. UCR, the main school is kind of down that way. We're kind of up a hill here, but it's down over there. And they, a nice school. I don't know how big it is, but they've added some departments this year. I think they have a medical school now, to be honest with you. There's a little monarch fluttering around. But yeah, they've added a few departments to the school, and the school used to be, I don't know if it still is, I kind of suspect it is. I'm going to walk over to the butterfly garden here. An agricultural school, so it would make sense that they would have a pretty good botanical garden here in Riverside, and sure enough they do. It's a really nice one. Take a look at the butterflies. I do see some butterflies flying around. Well, I know they really like these things right here. Well, and everything in here, planted in here, is pretty much, yeah, there's a bunch of bugs in here. It's pretty much to make the butterflies happy. And it's working, because they are all over the place in here. Let's see if I can't capture some for you. Yeah, there's a couple fluttering around, and the bees, they're happy. There's one fluttering around in there. There's one kind of hiding out over there, a yellow one or two. There's some salvia, some bees. There's a yellow one fluttering around. But everything in here, they kind of designed to bring them in. That's the goal. Bring them in. And some bees too. Nothing wrong with the bees. Good for getting the fruits and veggies from the bees. And here's all the different kind of butterflies. And the monarch, I don't know too many of them, but they sure are nice looking. And over here, I think we're getting into some of the herbs and stuff. Here's one called wormwood, and I've heard of that. I think it's used in some alcohols and stuff. I don't know too much about it, but that'll be interesting to find out more about. Okay, I'm just showing they do have some irises here, a nice little iris garden, but they're kind of past their prime. So June is after the fact. I see some that are just, you know, remnants here. So if you wanted to see the irises, probably May would be the time to come, I think. They look like they're pretty past due here. So May for these particular flowers. Okay, we're back into the medicinal plants, you know, that are useful and kind of from back in the old days. Some fragrant plants that you can use, aromatics that you can use for cooking, sage and all different kinds of goodies in here. We have some madder, but that's old. Haven't used that one. Yeah, a bunch of different varieties, so they've got a pretty good collection. Some kinds of goodies. Some that are pretty common, maybe savory. Yeah, some that are pretty rare, I'd say. Just people don't use them anymore. But pretty cool. Just wander through here. This one's pretty popular. This one's pretty. Get a smell here going. Oh yeah, this one's nice. Just the maintenance truck going by, taking care of all this stuff, water and everything. Oh, here's a little mint. Another kind of mint, different apple mint. Yeah, let's see, that looks like apple mint right there. And this is spearmint over here. Yep. Remember that one's got a stronger smell. They're calling this one chocolate mint. I think I had this one time in the garden. Yeah, it's right there. Very interesting. Alright. Alright, we had to stop over here. Angel Wing Jasmine. We thought this was jasmine. We just wanted to make sure, and it is. See how that baby smells. Yeah, that's nice. Not too many flowers right now. This one's got a couple more starting to come out. But yeah. This looks like some kind of plum or something. Little yellow fruits, whatever it is.
Oh, there's the
We're not too sure. Ooh, I'll have to travel over to the name sign, which is way over there. But anywho, yeah, loaded with yellow fruits. Let's see what it is. Oh, there it is. Never heard of this one. So, argan tree from Morocco. I wonder if you can eat those fruits. It would be interesting to find out. Because they are everywhere. You need them. They're tiny. So, my finger down there. Go. There, yeah. Got the size of my finger down there. Each of those little berries. Maybe a little bit bigger.